Are the Dallas home prices dropping? Should you wait to buy a home in the Dallas-Fort Worth area until next year? This is a big topic we're covering today, so stay tuned.
Hey there, we're Molly Chance
And Bret Chance.
and we're Texas Home Life Realty, where we believe in faith, family, and freedom. Our mission is to help people have the right information and guidance so they can make smart decisions and have peace of mind when buying or selling a home in the best Dallas suburbs. So reach out to us by phone, email, fill out one of our forms below, and we'll make sure you get the help that you deserve.
So if you've been following any of the news headlines lately, you may be thinking the sky is falling. Inflation is soaring, mortgage rates have skyrocketed, and it appears the Dallas-Fort Worth real estate market is headed for a crash. We're in unprecedented times for sure, and we understand the fear and the uncertainty many families may be feeling right now and wondering if home prices will drop, if mortgage interest rates will come down, and if they should just wait to buy a home in the Dallas area until next year. We were in the real estate market back in the 2008 and 2009 during the Great Recession. So when we saw homes sitting on the market a little longer and price reductions back in June of this year, we knew things were changing.
Most people don't realize just how quickly things can change with real estate. When the market shifts, it takes a little while for people to catch on. First, you have the real estate agents. And if they've never been through a market shift, they don't know what's going on, or more importantly, they don't know how to guide their clients through it. Then you have the home sellers and the home buyers. Anyone with their home on the market with a top of the market price tag, expecting to get multiple offers all over list price within the first few days on the market, were suddenly wondering why they weren't getting a line of people at the door ready to battle it out. And home buyers were slowly realizing they could negotiate a little and start asking for some contingencies, again, to give them a little more time and protection, making sure it was the right home for them and their family.
As you can see by this graph showing each of the four main counties in the DFW area, the median home price in Denton County was at $500,000 in May, and then dropped to $485,000 in June, and this has continued to drop since. So those home sellers that put their home on the market in May or June, pricing it to sell at the height of the market, still expecting to get multiple offers over their asking price in just a few days, were suddenly faced with no offers, having to reduce their asking price. And as the market continues to shift, those home sellers are trying to figure out where to price their homes so that it will sell. This is why we're continuing to see home prices reducing. However, it isn't the case for every home. Like this home in Flower Mound, it went up for sale in September, had multiple offers, and it sold for $40,000 above the seller's asking price within 4 days. Now, this home was completely remodeled inside and out. Showstoppers that are move-in ready will always go fast and for a higher price. But let's shift gears a little bit and get what I call a 30,000 foot view. When we look at the median home prices over the last 10 years, this gives us some real perspective. Overall home prices have continued to increase. The pandemic years really threw us a curveball. All the experts said the real estate market was going to crash, and the opposite definitely happened, as we all know. You can see that the pandemic years changed the normal rise of home prices. But let's look at the price line coming down from the peak in May of this year. How far do you think it will continue to go down? What adds to this story is the supply and demand issues. Let's look on how many homes are available. Looking back all the way to 2007, this graph shows that during the Great Recession, the supply of homes was at the peak of over 50,000 homes in the DFW area. We're currently sitting just under 20,000 homes available for sale, which is under the average of just over 25,000 homes. DFW is still the 8th fastest growing metro area. The U.S. Census shows that from July of 2020 till July of 2021, Fort Worth alone gained almost 13,000 in population. With the Dallas area still growing and the inventory of homes available is still low, this begs the question, how much lower will home prices go? As we're coming out of this crazy pandemic real estate market, it appears that we may be moving into a more normal market, meaning what the market looked like before everybody decided to move all at one time. So are the home prices dropping in Dallas? Yes, for now. But for how much longer? As you can see by this median sales price graph, pricing goes up and down and you never know exactly when it will shift.
So should you wait to buy a home in Dallas until next year? If you're getting a mortgage for your next home, mortgage rates can be a big factor in how much home you can afford. If you look at the current 30-year mortgage rates from just this year, they started out at around 3% and are currently hovering around just over 7%. That seems high. But when you look at the historical data all the way back to 1971, you can see that we aren't even at the average mortgage rate of 7.76%. So if home prices continue to drop and interest rates continue to rise, a home would have to come down by 10% for every 1% the mortgage rate rises to keep the same monthly payment, which means that a $600,000 home would have to drop by $60,000 to accommodate for a 1% increase in the mortgage rate to keep that same monthly payment. We've already seen rates rise around 4% just this year. Okay, so maybe all these numbers make your head spin. But here's the bottom line. You can't time the real estate market. You won't know when home prices will hit their peak and when they're at the bottom. And you won't know exactly when mortgage rates will come down. Looking at the historical graph, it took from 1973 until 1993 for the rates to be at the average of just below 8%. That's 20 years. You know, we bought our house in the summer of 2019 when it felt like the market was going crazy high. Inventory was low and we felt like we couldn't really afford what we wanted. But after months of looking and being patient, we finally found the right house. It was actually a hidden gem because the photos online really didn't show the house in its best light. It needed some updating and it had been overpriced, so no one else had really taken notice. After some tough negotiating, we still felt like we were paying more for the house than it was worth. But I can tell you, looking back now, we are so glad that we bought the house and made the move when we did. Because, as you know, the market kept going up, and now we have built wealth in our home.
Listen, right now there is a window of time that is a great opportunity for some people. And here is why. There's less competition for homes because some people, unfortunately, have been priced out of being able to buy a new home. So there are not as many multiple offer situations. Secondly, home prices have dipped. And third, we're seeing sellers offering some incentives such as paying down the mortgage rates and offering closing cost assistance. If you need help navigating the market and knowing how to save time, money, and energy, reach out because that is what we're here for. You'll feel great about having the right information and guidance so that way you can make smart decisions and have peace of mind when deciding whether to buy or sell a home. Make sure you subscribe and hit the bell so that way you'll never miss another video on the Dallas-Fort Worth real estate market.